All right, it's match day, casual. You can tell, I mean, I did not dress up for this, but we're just coming off of morning practice run through, and we're here at the hotel, and we're on a long road trip. So we're gonna have lots of different chances to talk to players while we're out here. Final week of WAC play, and then on to the WAC tournament, and you can see who my guest is this morning, Camryn Hill. Cam and I haven't had a sit and chat, and so we'll get a chance to sit down. So thanks, Cam. Thanks for being willing to sit down between the breaks.
Absolutely, thank you.
First thing I want to ask you is, last year as a freshman, you played in about half the sets that we did. 55 of 113 is what I had. This year, everyday starter for our club. A lot's improved in your game, but in your mind, what's the biggest overall step forward you've made between last year and this year?
Honestly, I would say consistency and being able to find the consistency throughout all of my positions, just all of the skills that I need to do, and then just being able to know what I can do for everyone, I would say. So
let's talk about the role of passing for you as a sixth rotation outside. That's a big part of what earns hitters playing time at this level. So has that been something clearly that, as you thought, okay, if I want to continue to be at the center of our offense, passing's got to be in the first forefront of my mind?
Yes, absolutely, because we always say pass for the point. So if we knock down that pass, we know that we have a better chance of getting that point. So.
And, there's so many times when you watch youth volleyball and, kids like to be attackers and they like to be blockers, but message as a college athlete's got to be, hey, young athlete, learn this game. Get out there and learn to pass.
Oh yeah, pass, defense, you're the first contact, so you're starting it up. So whatever you can do for that first ball, absolutely.
For the way that we have you set your passing on, we talked about this a little bit back in Nacogdoches after one of the matches. You get to pass next to Haley Hong and Adiana Pagan, and that's got to be a relaxed, not that that's a relaxing thing to do, to pass a volleyball, but got to give you a lot of faith that you're passing next to a libero and a passer of that quality.
Oh, absolutely. They make it very simple. Our communication has just gotten so much better, like every single day. It's great.
What do you think about maybe even technical things about passing that you've taken from either Haley or Audie in these 2 years?
I would say throughout, like if it's something small, just they notice immediately, like whether it's creating my angle soon enough, they'll immediately tell me like, hey, just create your angle. And we figure it out quickly. So they're very helpful.
It takes both of these to be a good passer platform, footwork. But in your mind, which comes first or second for you? Was footwork something that you got down before you got down a stronger platform, or are you still working on each? But kind of talk about the duality between those two roles of learning to pass.
Absolutely. I would say my footwork found it first, and then being able to create my angle early and not being late to the ball is definitely like still coming on and finding consistency, but it's helpful. They are very helpful.
Offensive numbers up for you too this year. Attack percentage is up about 30 or 40 points. Kills per set's up about a quarter kill per set. So there were plenty of times last year you hit the ball really hard, showed a bunch of different shots, but let's talk now about specifically attacking at the net. Are there things that you feel like, okay, I have different shots, I have different reads, I have a different mindset as I go to attack the ball now than what I might have had last year?
Absolutely. I believe that my vision is a lot better with the block and just noticing like which shots at the right time to use. But I would say, yeah, I still have a lot of improving, but yes, I can see the block a little bit better for sure.
So let's talk about that vision angle, because I hear that a lot of times in practice and things, and coaches talking to the attackers about that. Specifically, kind of break that down a little bit. As you go, is that a matter of like reading both specifically where blockers are and where the press is?
Yes. Whenever we go up and it's a little bit of a higher ball, we make sure once we got two hands on us, or four hands I should say, two big blockers, we got to be able to use the right shot or swing high, and just noticing that quickly. So.
And of course, one of the things that has really come along serving, and you chuckle about that because it's improved a lot. But where do you think the tripping point was? Like where between last year, because serve's very different for you right now, just physically where you place yourself and the way the pace that you put on the ball is a lot different now. So where between the end of last year and where that kind of became more comfortable did it sort of trip in your mind, this is how I'm going to approach serving?
In the spring is where it really started, because getting a lot of reps and staying after. But right now it's just keeping like the consistent piece, like keeping my toss consistent and just being able to put more pace on the ball for sure, like you said. But in the spring, I would say is when most work in.
One of the things that I think is true about the team as it currently is configured is there's not a weak serving spot all the way around. I mean, oftentimes you'll play a team that's got sort of one person that you're keying on in terms of the serve, but I think, you know, we talked about passing being at the center of this, serving, of course, obviously at the center of this, but one of the things I think that's been fantastic for us this year is all 6 and then some off the bench that serve have all stepped up their game. I think a little more deadly from every rotation, do you think?
Yes, I agree. Me and Haley Hong always laugh. We're like, oh, Jaden can ace everyone else, not us, because everyone just gets back there and unleashes. Everyone's awesome. It's crazy.
Well, after Jay's 48 aces last year, I thought nobody could, but I mean, people are trying to chase her down now on the ace count. You know, you've had the 2 years you've been here, you've had such a high level of success. I mean, as a lady check, you're 51-8. And I went back and looked at about half of those losses are to ranked teams. So this question is, how, with that level of success, do you keep yourself, I guess mainly mentally, from not falling into a situation of complacency? I mean, we all know this just doesn't happen. You just wake up and you just don't wake up and win 51 out of 59 games. But mentally, how do you keep week in, week out, day in, day out from thinking, oh, we're just going to win?
Especially at this point, I feel like we really know what we can do and like how we can finish out this season and the history we can make and just how special this group is. We know we've been focusing on every single day. And I was just talking to Audie about this. Like, once you focus on every game and every day, it makes it that like, oh, don't get complacent, and we can still get better every day. We always say 1%. So. And
you know, that this is the time of the year to take those extra 1% and 2% up, given we're trying to play 5 matches here over the next couple of weeks. I want you to give a little bit, and you do often, but I want on the video to give a little credit to your setters. As a 6 rotation outside, I mean, you get to take balls from both Maddie and from Jaden, and you know, I think we've seen Maddie do it for years. And I watched Jaden this year, and I just think sometimes she's a human highlight film.
Oh, yeah.
But just break down them individually and just talk about their effect on you, because you get the opportunity to play with 2 fantastic setters.
Yeah, I could go on and on. They are absolutely amazing, and they just put us in the best positions. They know exactly where the ball should go when, and they want it to be perfect for you, and they always look out for their hitters first, and they just make your job very simple, and you just go up and do it for them. So, yeah.
When, of course, you're hitting in different spots when you're on the floor, when you're receiving balls from each of the 2 of them. But in terms of your communication with both Maddie and Jaden, in terms of where you like balls or how you like balls set, how does that work? What are those kind of conversations that you tend to have with those setters about placement?
It's usually something really simple, like whether it comes from me or them first, they'll just ask like a little bit higher, and I'll be like, yeah, perfect. Or for me, it's just like, I'll come in a little bit more and get my feet there or something like that. But they always know, like before it even happens almost, they're great at communicating, and I really love it. So.
Last year, in one of your very first tournaments as a freshman, we played at SMU, and I was walking up on the concourse and met your mom and dad at the match. And so the last thing I want to end with is just for you to give a shout out to your family. I know that this semester's had some challenges in your family, and but your family's been an ever-present support, not only for you, but I think for all of us. We see them, and we get a chance to talk to them, and they're so kind to all of us that are on the support staff side. But just talk about that angle of it. That has to be just an extra blessing in your life.
Oh, absolutely. They have helped me beyond anything, and just their constant support, and they know that this is my happy place, and like this is what's their happy place. They love watching us. They love like watch us competing and winning. And yeah, this semester has been a bumpy ride, but we've been able to find just the happy portions, and this is definitely the community and happiness we need.
So about mom and dad here as we finish, but did they become volleyball junkies? Are they the, I mean, some parents, it's like they can talk all the technical talk with the players and they break everything down. And some parents are just like enjoying their kid out there play. Are either of your mom and dad like real technical breakdown on the game, or are they just more, hey, I just love to sit here and support the club?
Well, both, but my dad's the funniest because he always asks, like, how did she do that? Like, how did they do that? That is insane. They just love it. They learn something every day from it. It's so amazing. They're awesome.
Camryn Hill, sophomore outside hitter, had a fantastic 2 years with us, and we anticipate having a fantastic finish to her career. She'll be in action all this week, and we'll continue to talk to folks. We'll talk to Bella here in just a minute. But Cam, great to get a chance here during the break to sit down and ask you a few questions. Thanks for that.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Craig.
All right.